What's up, guys? It's your boy, Nick, aka Old Laddie, coming back at you with another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about living with mental issues. Guess what? I made up a whole nother slideshow. You won't believe it. Um, I had to redo it, so hopefully it makes sense. Um, Basically, I'm just trying to uh, talk about some things that you can and can't do that'll help you. That'll help you get through living with your whatever kind of disease state you have, even if it's, and I don't want to minimize anything. I don't want to minimize, I'm not trying to say this is harder to live with than this, but you know how some things could be on a scale of therapy a little bit more difficult. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you have what is more extreme diagnosis to a more common diagnosis, is what I'm trying to say. So, if you have a more common diagnosis to a more extreme diagnosis, these are the type of things you can do to um, get through your day. So let me get that slideshow going so we can look at what type of things you can do in order to help you make it through the day. Okay, so I made this fancy slideshow, and I don't know why I embedded this in here because I don't know what I'm doing. But it's called Living with Mental Issues. And the first slide is that these are all the the helpful things that you can do. It's a list of helpful things you can do when you have mental problems or mental issues, the things you can do to try to live as normal of a life as possible. Of course, I'm covering up some of these things on my little camera, but I'll try to go over them real fast. So you try to get you some minimal amount of exercise. You try to eat as healthy as possible. Try to sleep well. Try to find you an outlet, or just find you a way that you can relax as much as not as much as possible, but try to find you a time that you could meditate or something that like like what I do on here, like the movies and stories and stuff. That's my form of of outlet. Also, I like to do some like I build like flags. They're like these rustic flags. I do different type of art and things like that. That really helps me get my stress levels out and things like that. Um, set your goals if you're going to a therapist on what you would like to do to if I want to be less angry, set your goals. You know, that's an example, but just different things like that. Practice gratitude. Practice being grateful for the things that you've overcome, for things that you do have. Because a lot of times you'll find out that you're really angry and you're really maybe upset or stressed about things that you're just trying to get to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to be where you're not yet, or what you don't have what you want, but like you don't see everything you got. You know what I'm saying? So try to be grateful for all the things that God's given you. Or if you don't believe in God, or just be grateful for what you got. You know what I'm saying? Uh, like I said, same things. Focus on your good stuff, like uh, that you are healthy in other ways, or your children are healthy, or your family's healthy, and just things like that. You know, stay connected. Try to find you a group. Sometimes there's groups for different things like this, like different mental health groups, or sometimes like if maybe you had a mental health problem and you've fallen into like different vices, maybe potentially alcoholism or drug problems, or there's different things like that. You can find a relief in different group therapy sessions and stuff like that. Try to stay connected with people. Isolation is one of the biggest things, and I know that from experience that like if you just sit and isolate and dwell on all the negatives, and like I'm this is part of a process for me. Like me trying to educate you is me getting educated myself. So that's I'm trying to help people out there. You know, like trying to find a way to get yourself out there will help you greatly. You know, journalism, like journal, like write it down. Sometimes just writing it down and letting it out really helps. Sometimes it don't. Sometimes you write it down, you remember it again, and then it doesn't. But like a lot of times, like 95% of the times, writing it down will help you tremendously. And make sure you're taking your prescribed drugs, like the drugs that your therapist or your, not your therapist, but your doctor gives you to take for your issues. Now, what's wrong with? These are the hurtful things. These are things that aren't going to help you get better. So these are the things that either actions or different things will not progress you down the road of any kind of recovery or any kind of feeling better with any kind of mental health problem. So that would be, of course, at first would be not getting any kind of treatment at all. Then it'd be like overeating, not getting enough sleep or getting too much. I have that problem sometimes. Sometimes I can never sleep. I have like insomnia. Sometimes I get too much sleep. Like I want to sleep all the time. I'll be depressed and I want to sleep all the time. Then there's like not exercising or staying or even staying alone, doing drugs or alcohol. I talked about those things before. Like do you have like thoughts of like hurting other people, even like maybe even plans, like taking wild chances, like like driving your car too fast, or um, I don't know, doing things you probably would think twice about in a regular situation would probably not be very beneficial. Hanging out with the wrong crowds, uh, and then sometimes there's like like if you've had mental problems for a while, you have triggers and like certain little things will get to you. Like if you're in a situation that's really just pushing your buttons and you don't need to be in that situation for very long, or you need to move like away and like give yourself a breather, and you're not letting that happen and you're letting it build up, that's not a very good idea, because you know that you need to, what your triggers are, and you know that you need to give yourself some time to let the steam off. You know what I'm saying? So there's different things you know that you need to do, so you have to work at those things. So and then um, have a hard time moving past things, and that's usually something like that would go along with not doing your treatment, because that would be something you'd work at in treatment. So, and this last one is just it's a slide about if you have thoughts about any kind of hurting yourself or hurting others. There's the National Suicide Hotline, uh, hotline. It's a 988, and then there's a couple of links there, the Nomni link and Wounded Warrior Project link, which I think is a great program if you're interested in either one of those. I think I'm over the Wounded Warrior one, but those are very good organizations to be a part of as well. Um, Other than that, like for me, all I can really say is on my own regard, this is like in my other videos I have said for a long time. I said for a long time in my other videos, it's something I've been living with for a long time, and uh, it's never going to end. It's never going to end for any of you guys, but it's a process you have to do every day. You have to learn yourself, and you have to continue. Like the beginning of this week, I did really good. I was fired up. I put out a bunch of videos. I was learning a bunch of new stuff I didn't even know after all these many years. And then the last couple of days, I've been sleeping. I was pretty depressed. I wasn't where I wanted to be on YouTube videos. I thought, um, there's like, I got me. See, like I got a job, and you know, I wasn't happy about the job situation, even though it's a job that will get me and my family food and nourishment and provide us money. It wasn't what I wanted in my head, so there wasn't being. I wasn't thinking of the good stuff. So you never. It never goes away. You just got to learn how to minimize it and be grateful, and try to swallow your pride sometimes and just work through things. And you know, mental health's always going to sometimes get you down, but it's just something you just got to work with, and try your best to be as work through your stuff as possible. I'm For me, I know if you made it through this far of the video, thank you. For me, I'm start therapy in next week. New therapy. Probably shouldn't have done that. New therapy. So I'm excited about that, and that'll be pretty fun. I've been out of therapy for a little while since my therapist retired, so it'll be fun to find a new therapist maybe I can jive with. That's always the hard part, reopening all the old cans and wounds and all that other stuff. So say a prayer for me out there. But hopefully I gave you guys some good information. Hopefully you guys like what I'm trying to do here. If you do, please do everything you can to make the YouTube gods happy. Like, share, sub, and all that fun stuff. Give me a comment. It'd be nice to have somebody say hey and Appreciate what you're doing. Talk to me back and forth. Maybe you can give me a heads up and give me some advice and all that other stuff. And appreciate you guys. Peace.